Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Fisher of Men podcast. Now,
Hi guys.
we're actually not too far back from the last one. It's only been like a week and a bit, so we're not too bad. It's probably more. It's a bit 2 weeks, but you know what? It's improvement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, doing better.
But yeah, yeah, it's a bit late at night, so my lighting's a bit a bit reflective, but we can just move past that. Today we are just going to be speaking out something a bit more serious. Yeah, maybe a little bit of a joke. Yeah, but we're going to be speaking about, since last week it was it mental health awareness
Yeah,
week?
mental health
Yes,
awareness week.
2021. So we're going to be speaking about a bit of mental health. I'm going to be speaking about some personal stories. Most of Mohammed is going to speak too much about it, but I can
I'm not
carry it. I've
oversharing
been
today.
carrying this for like 9 episodes now, so I
Okay,
can,
I see. Okay, no, that's not like that.
I'm pretty much messy
I
at
do carry my
Barcelona.
occasional episode.
So yeah, the first one, yeah, because my audio was awful, but yeah, we're gonna start basically. So I mean, what does think about mental health? What experiences have you had in terms of stress, anxiety, especially with like 2020? Like, was awful for me, especially. I know that, but yeah,
I'd
2021's a bit
say
better, but yeah.
I have a lot of stories as of like recently, but I'd say say in the past, I'd say well, it's not that long ago. I said 2 years ago, probably like GCSEs a tiny bit.
Mm-hmm.
Depends. Certain tests like English, I was anxious as hell, and it didn't help after I finished. So, but like one of them probably. I
Okay.
guess just test situations. So anytime I'm not playing a sport and
Hmm.
other people are counting on me, that usually gets me pretty stressed.
Yeah, I get that, to be fair. See, when I was like my GCSEs, I wasn't as stressed like at all, which is not exactly the good thing. So if people shit themselves, I'm like, well, it's just a test, isn't it?
We want
Like,
to
once
know
you're
to
there,
show
you're
like
there.
one pen.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I did mine in pen, but I probably should have done it in typing now, actually, because my handwriting is awful. But it's not too bad.
Well, you say like Dr. Sandaran.
Yeah, I've been told that. Is that you big a doctor?
That's
And
bad. That is bad, bad.
it
They
is
like
quite. I know it's
scribble
bad, man. All right, I
and they give
accepted
it to
it's
the
bad.
pharmacist and they know what they're going on about.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the hardest part of being a
They just do a little
pharmacist.
signature line. But yeah, I think we're going a bit of tangent here. But get back on track. So, yeah, what you say, you experienced like some stress. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of stress, I don't really experience that much stress. It's more like, with me, it comes in like waves. So I'll get certain days where I just feel like right down low, and I'll get other days where I'm like, oh, really high. But that's just a period of aging as well, and you know what I mean. Like, as you like growing up anyway, you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
get these little mood swings that are just gonna
Yeah.
send you on all sorts of dealings. No, I had a experience in. Well, I've had it a few times actually, but like properly, I even have a record. I'm not going to show the recording. It's a bit dark, and in terms of the not like the words, but it's like late at night, and I'm in the conservatory just speaking. It's about a minute video. But
Yeah.
it basically just consists of, in August 2020, I was I was actually quite good for the fitness that time, actually, but I was just trying to figure out what to do, because at that point I was still at college, and
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't done any work. I was literally like 3-4 months behind on work, probably even more. I literally didn't open my emails over lockdown at all. I was
Oh,
completely
sorry to hear
isolating
that.
myself from school
Uh-huh.
because I lost a passion for it, and also I had a like mental collapse with the work. Like, I didn't understand anything. Like psychology, like everyone in the class was a good 3 units ahead of me, like in terms of knowledge.
Ah, yeah. Psychology is one of them
And a lot of
ones,
bits
isn't it?
about recollection as well. It's quite ironic, actually. You
Yeah.
got to remember psychology, but yeah, a lot of bits about recollection. So I couldn't, I didn't know, like, when they say like, the answers and stuff.
Yeah.
And this class was really small, so I'd have to answer a question every time, and I'd not know the answer to a question. She'd ask me it, and she'd be like, "Oh," and you're like, you don't really care, but when someone
Uh-huh.
like you feel you let someone down, even if you don't care who it is, you're like, it kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
sends your
yeah. I hear
pride a
you. I
bit
hear you.
down.
Yeah.
And I had that in psychology. I didn't know the answers. I didn't know It's my fault really because I didn't really revise for it. But a lot of people dropped out of it. I mean, it's not blaming the teachers or anything. They just got really disinterested, and that was me really.
It's one of the
Didn't help, but
subjects that,
yeah. So what are you saying?
oh, it's like one of them subjects like you think it's a lot different to what it actually is. And it's
Yeah, I
like,
mean, we first class was full when we started, and now it's probably at 2. So
oh,
yeah, it's not. But yeah, it's nothing to the teachers or anything. It's just I lost a passion for it, and the people in the class were quite good at it. So it was a significant drop. So when they were getting project, yeah. So what you saying?
Yeah, especially when like everyone else is doing a lot better than you are, because you know that thing when it's like you ask someone if they've done the homework and they say they haven't. And
Yeah, that's the best thing ever.
Yeah, it's
yes. Sorry, mate. Your audio is just a bit gone at the moment. Hello. So you think you're just a bit quiet. Yeah, I think we've got a malfunction with the mic there. I'll just talk over while each other. There we go. He sorts it out. So what are you saying, mate? Sorry.
Oh, I was basically saying like that's basically like what you're on about is like you asking someone if they have done the homework, and everyone says yes. That's so it probably feels bad, but you have.
Yeah, I had that a lot. Like I said, I don't have stress, but it was before I even recognized properly what stress and anxiety was. When you have you're like year 8, you're like stressing the night before, and you're like, and it just drops from you. You actually feel like it just go. When you have I didn't either. It's like that's on a much lesser scale. Like it's just like a piece of like comprehension or something that you couldn't be asked or you forgot to do. But yeah, going back to my thing with like school, I had quite a bad like just after lockdown, just like kind of went downhill in terms of when we went like it was like just after school left basically because we went out for 2 weeks. I frauded my way out. I fake coughed my way out of college.
Yeah,
completely frauded it.
I remember that story because what's it you coughed and then they sent you home and that same day they said
that same pretty much I think the same or still 2 few days I think the same week it was like and I'm like okay, I'm back in 2 weeks like 9 months later but we had a little meeting session like this on like 1 August or something and then we came back properly in was it October November sometime. At that point I was completely done. Like I was completely dismissive. I was quite disrespectful to the teacher actually. I was a bit dismissive. I thought that we've been treated like 12-year-olds really. We don't have any freedom. We don't have freedom because it was like the lockdown things, but we didn't have any freedom at all. I mean I did like I did like English because I felt respected in English. I was quite I sound quite good at English, but obviously like my job I literally do like writing work, so kind of have to be. But even that, I just lost a passion for what else was I even doing? History. Yeah. It just all went, honestly, mate. I was sitting, I remember in history, I was sitting there and it just like nothing was going in. I wasn't learning, and I had like an hour lesson. I was learning nothing. Same with psychology, learning nothing. English is different because you kind of just it's more of a thing you just have. Like if you can write an essay, you can write an essay. It doesn't really change.
Yeah.
But with just school in general, it didn't really go well. I felt just a bit outcasted. I felt quite alone. I separated myself. I wasn't like the same as I was before. I was a bit in terms of I was physically fitter, but mentally I was all over the shop. And that even got especially worse. Like I said earlier, it was like mid 2020, like middle of lockdown. I focused on physical health instead of mental health, and I didn't put it in the importance into it, and that's why I had times where. Oh, sorry, that's my phone. Can we turn that off? I had times where I would. What was I saying? I would go out on like runs and stuff and come back and I wouldn't even feel like good about it because I wouldn't I was doing I wasn't properly trying. I was just kind of moping around because even then because physical health helps your mental health massively, but only to a certain extent. If you're already having these problems anyway, like you have it and you like feel like you're missing something. I still like now I feel like I'm missing something. I just it gets to a point where you feel just it's like what's day after tomorrow or something, yeah, where it's just the same thing every day.
What, Groundhog Day?
Yeah, Groundhog Day. Is it day after tomorrow? Right, yeah, Groundhog Day, yeah, same. That's probably a better use. But same thing every day. It was like repeating. I was doing nothing. I wasn't going out. You couldn't go out, but I wasn't. And then also coincided with me like injuring myself, and I have so many injuries now. I literally just I haven't properly exercised like massively in months, man. Like not, and that's more of just it's you could say it's laziness, but like I'd say, but it is laziness really. I'm just saying, I'm taking a piss, but it's because I've got like I had like a mental block. What I just didn't do anything, and even now I'm not a place I want to be. I wake up in the morning or go to, you go to bed at night, yeah. And as you go into sleep, you think, oh, okay, I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm going to eat well tomorrow. And then you wake up. Sorry, what you say?
Oh, I was going to say, I head over like the whole mental aspect thing, how you can't like go out again. Cause like when you say like you're worse mentally, that's when you were doing all that working out and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I get how it's like hard to go back to that, considering that routine is what got you so lost.
Yeah. Also, yeah, and it was also the injury I got. I was talking about I got a tennis elbow at the moment, which means I can't do any like arm workouts.
What's this, like stiff?
Yeah, it's like I can't do any heavy lifting on my right arm. Which means I don't really go to the gym because I've got a treadmill at home. Again, I haven't been on the treadmill in ages to the ages. It's right there, but I had a thing where it's like, oh, I'll do it. I'll do that later. But realistically, I have sort of a mindset. I'm like, I'll do that now, because if you don't do it now, then you won't come back to it, even if you think you will.
Yeah, it's all about getting into a routine.
Sounds like a what's it called? Just like some motivational speech talk, but realistically, it's actually true. Like if you say, "Oh yeah, I'll do that later," you won't do it. That's with me. That was like me with homework for ages. I do it later, and I'm not doing it at all, or leaving it right to the last minute. Projects, I'll leave right to the last minute. Essays, I'll leave to even like, I'll be up at 5 o'clock. I was like, at some of the schools, it was like 7:30, and I'll be up at 5 o'clock in the morning doing an essay, just because I had a month to do it, but I just forgot about I'd do it later. I had that procrastination, which is a major thing for me, and it's like a little battle against procrastination, because it's like, again, it's linked with like laziness and stuff, but it's a mental block where you feel that you don't want to do anything. Like I'll just sit on my phone for hours on like Instagram or like even like YouTube watching a video, and I can lose like 5 hours, and then by that time I've got to rush things. I can't do what I want to do. I was going to go out on a run today, but I haven't found the time.
Yeah.
And I know I'll go to bed tonight and say, I'll do it tomorrow. And I most likely won't, because I'll somehow find time to block it out. Yeah, I had a little routine where I was going to wake up even earlier, get out of bed earlier, but I have troubles with like sleep recently, so I kind of need the more sleep, so I stay in bed longer. And I find time management in the mornings is awful. Like I have to have time where I just don't do anything. I have to have a period of time where I can chill for like 20 minutes, and because of that, I can't go out on like a run or something. So by the time I've like properly settled down, if it's time to go out or to work, or so yeah, I don't know where I even started from. I'll tangent from many things. I go to like recent experience now, like 2021. They said like it's gonna be better. I think for second day, there was like an attack on it wasn't like bombings or something. Or no, it was what's called the cats invaded the capital of America, didn't they? I think something like that. But yeah, again for me, 2021 hasn't. Again, it's been better for me financially, but physically and just with like social skills and everything, I've completely declined. Bro, I have times where I walk around the corner and I'll just like, you get like jump in your body.
Yeah.
I'll get a jump just from seeing another person sometimes if they come out of the blue. If I don't know a person, like I'll say if I'm at work, and I'll go in the men's toilets and someone walks in, I'll get like a physical jump. I don't know why. It's just like I don't know, it's like social anxiety or something. But yeah, I mean lockdown was bad for everyone. To be fair, you gotta understand. I'm just only sharing this because I know a lot of people also struggle with like just existing, like adapting to especially me adapting to like working as well. Like I've gone from like school work straight into the working world, which is quite a big jump to be fair. And you have a lot more responsibilities on yourself to just carry out your own things.
Yeah.
I have plans to move out in a few years and stuff, but I know I know like financially I could be sorted with that. That wouldn't be a problem, but it would be just coping and making sure I eat right, making sure like I've been vegetarian for like since last February, February 2020, February 2020, I think. Yeah. Is it February 2020?
So what do you think that's affected anything?
No, it's February. Yeah, it was February 2020. Sorry. Yeah, I've not been a good vegetarian. Like I eat too many. Personally for me, I eat too much dairy, too much carbs. I'm not where I want to be physically these days. I had a period of lockdown where I was quite good. I was getting fitter and I was gonna sign up for some half marathon thing. Again, I that's what I need to do. I need to sign up for a half marathon, or like a marathon or something. You just need something to work to, and it like if you've got something, or if you sign up for something for a certain date, that sort of thing, you've got to get it done for then. You've got to push yourself for then. If I'm just like, okay, I'll get fit, and I'll leave it a week, and I'm like, okay, I can start yesterday. I'll leave that, and then I'll go a month without running. I'll go a month without doing base. I've got like machines that help me do sit-ups and stuff. I haven't used that in months. It just sits there. But I know even though I'm thinking of doing it, like even today, I was like it was like 2:00 and I'm thinking of doing it, but I haven't done it, and it's like 9:30. It just time just goes really quick when you're doing nothing, basically.
Yeah.
I think the key is on weekends I wake up really early weekends anyway, but I stay in bed till late because I know I should be getting more sleep. Like really 8 hours isn't possible for me. I tend to get 5 hours max on work days and then about 6 or 7 on weekends.
So what's the sleeping clock look like? What times?
That's the thing. Yesterday I went to bed at 10:30, but I'll end up going to sleep at like 1. And that's not that could be either like I'll go on my phone for like half an hour, it can like turn to an hour, or even I'll just lay awake and I just can't sleep. There's just like some sort of mental block. Or again, I just said it again. I just feel like there's something like not right. And so I think it's good to start this podcast, and it's good to like just speak out and like spread like personal stories. If you end up like for me, I've never had like therapy or anything, or like because I've decided to just like I'm quite good at like that's why I'm quite good at like bottling things in, which isn't good for you anyway.
In your own head.
I have it all the time. I have a period where if I'm stressed out about something, I won't talk to anyone about it because I feel to deal with problems by myself, which isn't a good thing. I advise anyone to deal with like problems, like speak about it. But if I am really stressed one day, like again, like a couple of weeks ago, even like a month ago, I came in from, or was it like late at night or something? Yeah. And I was just like, from work or something, I was like really behind on something. And I was thinking, when you think about like consequences or repercussions of like something that's not, you like emphasize it to like the highest degree. So you'll think, oh, you're gonna get like, or you get fired or something, or you get like someone really annoyed at you, and so at night you can't sleep, and I'll end up like even like to the state of like crying for like 20 minutes, like just straight, because I don't know, like you feel trapped, you feel alone. I have my phone, I won't speak to anyone, I'll just put it down. I'll end up like just having mad thoughts that no one should ever have. And it's not good to have these sort of things happening recurring. And I have it like that's on me. I have like swings where I'll be perfectly fine for like weeks, and I have one day where for no reason it could be a trigger or it could not be a trigger. One day it will just be like properly down and I just feel awful. Like I'll be really honest. I went out on a walk about like 3 weeks ago. I was quite late. I just went. I wouldn't say I was gonna run. I just went a slow walk, and I walked past like busy roads and stuff, and you like you contemplate just why, you know what I mean? I'm not to be like too spiritual or like bollocks, but yeah, you look, you question your purpose, you question like your value to people, like, oh, I haven't got text today, or like I've not contacted anyone today.
Yeah.
You'll go like days without speaking to people. I'm like, okay, well, how come I've not spoken? Even like little, that's the thing. Occasionally I'll like text people or go to people like, oh, you're right. Like, I need to get better at that. Just like messaging people saying, are you okay? Just like not messaging people for, like, that's what I need to messaging people for no other reason than just to see how they are, or just to like don't have a reason. Don't just have message someone if you want something from them, or if you like want to make plans with them. Just like, because a lot of times, like I know some like my mates are like struggling with mental health and stuff, but they don't speak about it. And then I'm like, oh, you're really bad about it. And they're, oh yeah, I was quite struggling with that. But it's because you actually go out and speak and you like talk to them, you message them directly. They'll they'll tend to actually open up. Like I remember I had a conversation with someone and I just like opened up for like 20 minutes and just like test it. It's a lot better like speaking. Like this is a lot easier because you can get your words out. I'm gonna say that I'm like fumbling over like 3 times. But you can end up like, it's a lot better for you. Like you feel like, oh, just like telling people what you're feeling isn't good, but it's a lot better for you. You'll especially as a guy as well, because I know that's like quite a thing that's happened recently. It's quite good actually, with like the men's mental health promotion, which is really good. And I want to like, whenever there's like a men's mental health or something, I'm quite a big advocate for that. I want to thing I want to push when I'm like in my later life and just focus on men's mental health. I'm not just like excluding things when like anyone else's mental health, but I feel that still in society there's like a agenda of, you know, like the term man up, which is
like the stigma around it.
I don't mind in the premise of it. It's like, okay, stop crying. Like it's got a stigma to it, which is like you can't show. It's not even okay. And crying as a guy is not feminine, which people need to like get across. It's not weak in any way. I actually think you're a stronger person if you can like cry. It's a good way to let out any like feelings. Because again, like me, I had a period where I didn't cry for like 3 years. Probably not even longer than that. It's only when I've got to like 17, 18 that I've started it. But I don't know why, I just wouldn't do it. I was literally, I wouldn't feel, every feeling I get would just, it wouldn't like, I remember when I was at my granddad's funeral, which was ages ago now. I can remember what that was. And people like crying again. My brother was crying. I literally couldn't. And I didn't know why. And I don't know. I don't know. It's just always with me. I always tend to bottle things. Like even my mom said it before. I used to go up to my room and just not speak to anyone, and that's how I'd get over problems. I wouldn't like have an outburst. Like my brother would like shout at the house and stuff, and I just like really go really quiet. And that happens with me a lot of things as well. I'll get some people say, "Oh, you're really quiet," and then other people are like, "Oh, you never shut up." It depends the circumstances. How's a lot of things, isn't it? Like. I'm not the best with. I'm not the best with new people. I'm not the best in environments where you're put with a bunch of loads of new people and you're expected to speak to them and stuff. Even like something as little as, I don't know, getting a lift with someone. I get a slight. It's uncomfortable in it. It shouldn't be because you're just doing the same thing. Or like someone sitting next to me on the train, which they shouldn't do because of COVID and get away from me.
Yeah.
But yeah, someone sitting next to me on the train. I'm gonna have to make sure I'm in that right corner seat, and I am like not autistic or anything, but like it's that sort of thing. I have to route it. I'm on the corner seat. I make sure I can live the train like one kit, and I'm not. I don't know. I get quite self-conscious on the train. I'm like, if someone looks at me, I'm like, okay, well, they're looking at me. Even like in the street, I'll get, oh, okay, why are you doing that for? I'll get, why are you doing that for? I don't know why. It's the silly things, isn't it? It's the really it's the little things that you don't really pay attention to. Like it's just subconscious. There's like subconscious thoughts that you get, and they'll build up, and eventually it'll lead to you having like a breakdown, and you just can't deal with anything. Yeah, I'll have like with my work at the moment. I quite like my work at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still feel pressure to impress. I still feel pressure to deliver, like to the highest degree, which I don't think I'm doing, which automatically has like a self-conscious feeling of failure within you. So I'll go again. That's why it's probably linked to like sleep problems and stuff. I'll go to bed and I'll think for like 20 minutes. What could I have done? Like the work wasn't good enough, or why did that happen? Why was that person not saying it to me? I'm not the best. Like I can deal with like stick and just getting negative, but if it's quite childish. Say like someone is negative to you, I'm not the most confrontational person. So it's like someone like I'll have people like going, like shouting, "Oh, we that for you, like you're an idiot, mate." You're like, yeah. So just want to shout on you. You're like, I'm not gonna just like shout back. I'll just kind of deal with it, and then like, I don't know. I'm not even going with this. I'm just chatting shit, but yeah. And I'll like deal with that later, and I have like, I have problems with them later.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But
it's not.
yeah,
No, you speak.
What's it like?
No, I've spoken for ages, mate. You speak.
With what you were saying, like when you're just like in your bed at night and you start thinking, because that usually I used to do all the time. I used to just avoid my problems all day. But then you're talking about earlier, and they just catch up to you when you're about to go to bed when you just think about it. Then I started, like melatonin gummies.
Yeah.
I started eating loads. So once I touched the bed, I'd be out. then I started dreaming about my problems. So then I just started. Then that's when you have to start talking about it. And honestly, like I talk about like most of my stuff, like with my girlfriend, and honestly, it helps. Like if you just talk about everything, get everything out there. Honestly,
it's good. It's good, and this comes with like people listening as well. Like it's important to have. That's the reason for have this podcast. It's important to just have a platform or something where you can just speak your mind, someone you can speak your mind to. Even now I have tendencies to just bottle it up, which will lead me to having 3 weeks down the line an outburst. I'll make sure no one's around. I'll end up like crying or like breaking down for like 20 minutes. And that's why I'll go outside to clear my head. Like I'll tell you, going out, I wouldn't advise this if you're in like rough areas or anything, but like just make sure it's safe and everything. But going out late when no one is around is so good for like because you feel like nothing else matters at that moment. Like the world just kind of stops, and in your own moment you have a mind. You're not thinking of anything. Like I'll look to the sky and it's just all clear. It's really nice. It's like a nice breeze. You walk in, you get clear your head, and you just feel like genuinely mentally healthier.
Yeah.
And your sort of stress just like leaves, and you just you're just like an entity more than like
I think
a person problems.
In like especially in like locations that are usually like very busy.
Yeah.
Because say like day to day when it's like right outside, like say town center or something. Like I've been town center when it's like dark and it's so calm because like and it's usually so packed. It's like chaos, blah blah blah. But like being able to see like locations where it's like there's so much going on, and it's just one moment it's just completely quiet. It kind of gives you like a peace of mind in some sort of way.
it's good for like mornings as well, like early mornings. I
Mhm.
remember like, I've had days where I've like, okay, to reset my sleep clock, I'm just not going to go to sleep. And then because
Yeah.
of that, I'll end up going out at like half five. And you'll see a few elderly people and they're quite nice. They'll give you like, you know, even give them a wave, you know, like Bill down the street fixing his like car. Like, cause you know, elderly people get up at like half four for whatever reason. They literally have no
Yeah.
reason to get up. They just do it anyway. You know, fair play to them. But like,
Yeah, it's mad, it's mad.
I'll get up and I'll see them at the park. I'll see no one else. It's like a
Uh-huh.
cold morning, or even like a just like the sun's just rising. You get peace. There's
Yeah.
like hardly any cars out. You have to worry about the roads.
Mhm, mhm.
You have to worry about anyone seeing you the street. Like, I'll go out. I remember going out in lockdown with like crazy hair. I just didn't give a
Yeah.
shit
Mhm,
because
mhm.
I back then then I didn't really pay much attention. I just think my
Yeah.
self care wasn't up there. Like no,
Uh-huh.
my self care has declined. I'm gonna say like
I hear.
I had a period where I wasn't like I had like acne problems, which is actually because of the poor camera quality, I get absolutely nice. Like I have
Yeah.
like bad
I was
acne.
gonna say it looks good.
Yeah, it
It
does,
looks good.
but it isn't. But it's because it's because the camera. I'm not getting closer, but it looks really clear here, does it? But it
Yeah.
really isn't. But yeah, I've got like, and then I don't. But I won't really when I got on my runs. I don't
Uh-huh.
feel any of that. I focus on the runs. I put my music in, and I focus on that, which is really good for me. But when I'm out in the
Mhm,
street
mhm, mhm.
or I'm just like walking somewhere, I'm very aware. I'm very self conscious.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Uh-huh.
like masks. I don't wear my masks. I have like shit facial hair. That's why I like shaved. And this is real to fair. I got no hair there. I shaved it off. It's just all like shit. I said there's not much hair, but it's like there's a little, you know,
Yeah.
it's a bit, you know, the
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
underbeard, that sort of shit.
Mhm.
So I
Oh,
shave
that's
all that off.
horrible. Every time I feel it when I'm shaving it, it's nasty,
Yeah,
man.
it's nasty, isn't it?
I
Like
hate the
it's not.
look.
It's just like, but yeah. That's why I wear like that's how I don't mind like I'll put the mask down there to like cover it or like shit or like because I can't be
Yeah.
able to shave. I'll get to the point where I'll shave that later. Can't going around to shaving and I'll end up getting like awful, just like really messy hair down there. It looks like scrubby and it just looks unprofessional. It's not
What's
good.
it? Obviously, with the chin beard as well. I haven't seen my chin for 3 years, so I don't know what it looks like. And yeah, that's just random. But yeah, I haven't seen it for ages. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. I mean, you've actually frozen on the screen at the moment. I'm trying to talk over it.
Yeah, I know you first. I was like, oh no.
Your audio's still
I
there,
thought I
but
must be just
you're
mute.
fine now. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really have the problem with the chin, so I don't really grow any. So yeah, swings and roundabouts. I
It's
think you know what I mean.
whatever.
But what's my original point? Oh yeah, I was trying to close. Well, I say close out. I have a statement on. If you're someone, well, like me, or just not like me, but just struggling with just basic everyday things, because even the littlest things will get to you. Because something big, like I don't know, what's something that's like big, like I can like say a family member like dying or something. That's like instant. That hits you straight away.
Yeah.
But so you'll get something into the day that's like something like really like that touches it a little bit. You get annoyed, and then the little things you'll have like 10 little things a day, build it, build it, build it, build it, build it. You won't notice it, and then suddenly it hits you, and you end up stressing about literally nothing.
Yeah.
I was thinking there's literally no point. You do get stressed. I get stressed, but what? And then you have to question afterwards. After I finished it, I'm like, what am I stressing about? Like realistically, like I'm 18. Like I'm not. None of this is going to be important in like 2 years. In the 2 years, none of
I
this.
hear that.
Like
I hear that.
I'm
That's when
stressing
you
over
got when they're
something.
dead.
Exactly. You know
That's
what I
when
mean?
they're dead.
Like there's no point in stressing when there's no real value to it. There's no point in
Yeah.
stressing, over stressing over anything. If it's something
This
really
is
important, I
uh-huh.
get why stress gets to you. Like stress gets to everyone. But I was saying, oh, don't stress, don't feel sad. I feel sad, I feel stressed. It happens.
And what's it? And I want to like touch on something because I feel like it's very important, especially like the age of social media. I stopped doing it, but
Oh,
it's something
mate.
I always used to do. I used to
Wait,
compare myself with people my age who are doing ridiculous stuff, who are just better at
yeah.
anything and everything. But it's like it's unrealistic because what? That's like one person
Mm-hmm.
in this world. There's so many other people your age in the same-ish position as you who are trying just as hard, blah blah blah. And you just need to do you know what I'm saying? Because there's so much people in insane positions, so much people in bad positions, and you're lucky to be in the position you are in. And so it's just work on you and don't like compare yourself. That's what I want to say.
Yeah,
like,
that's a good
it's
point,
really easy to compare yourself as well, especially in social media age. So,
definitely,
you know
yeah. I'm gonna say, as touched about social media platforms like Twitter is the worst thing. I mean, it's particularly worse for like big, like famous people or just like, but just general. You can say something on Twitter and you just get attacked. Like, especially like, I don't appreciate myself. Like Mohammed is like being a black guy. It's like 10 times worse. Like I'll never know what it's like, but you can understand and you can see it. Like say, I don't want to go like too much into like race or something, but like Mohammed, have you like? I'm guessing you've been just been targeted, just for like, or just someone would just say like, okay, like someone just go, okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or just like, especially like I don't want to get into it too much, but like in predominantly white spaces, you know, it's a bit different, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Again, I mean, I'll just let you speak on that if you want to speak on it. Or it's just like, but
it's a long one. It's a long one. That's a long one that day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into age. I'm just saying it's the little things like something. It's what that's the thing. Everyone's different. Everyone has little things that will get to them. Everyone has massive things that are out of their control. That may like you may have like say even people have like self-conscious about they have like a birthmark or something on their chest, and it will like they'll like cover it up, or they'll in like they'll have I've not had it myself, but I know people that have had like that have done like self-harming and they'll have like cuts on the wrist and they wear like sleeves because I don't know, they don't do it for like again, it's not attention seeking. People see actors like it's attention seeking. If someone goes and cuts themselves or attempts to like hurt himself anyway, it's not you can't don't like you never should blame them. Like you never should like because they're already in a shit place and you're telling them like, oh, you're attention seeking. They could end up doing something like worse. Yeah. End up doing something like ridiculous, like end up like the suicide rate is like it's going like pretty. I think it's like increasing like every year or something.
Yeah.
And that again, that social media has a part to play in that with like unrealistic, standards, and like not everyone has so much money. Not everyone has like six packs. Not everyone has, you know.
I mean, according to social media, a lot of people expect you to have your life sorted by like 21.
Exactly, you know,
everything done. Have a house.
It's the transition, especially I'm getting it right now. It's the transition from like childhood into like proper adulthood. Like we're both going through that at the moment. Like I know you're having like things like uni and stuff, or like going to like colleges and stuff. Yeah. I have my move to my apprenticeship. I don't know if I'm going to be in that like in like 5 years. I mean, at the moment, I'm happy with it, but your mindset can change any moment.
Oh, that's mad. Yeah,
your life.
I'm going to be 5 years.
Exactly. Like you say, what are you going to do in 5 years? I don't know. Like where I'm going to be in 5 years. Or like what's my situation going to be? I'm going to have more money. I'm going to know different people. You know.
Yeah. I hear that.
Yeah. I mean, I get. It's okay. This episode isn't really. It's not one to listen to for like entertainment. It's. By the way, I got the some new headphones, so obviously the quality is a little bit better. Okay, just to point that out. And in case someone's like, "Oh, your headphones are different. You don't use an AirPods." I know the AirPods quality is shit. Okay, good to listen to, but nah, my right one's dying anyway. But pass that on that. It's not. Yeah, this podcast is something to like. I'd say it's. I'm not saying, oh, share it with all your friends and all your family. Get so many views. I don't care. I don't care about views. I don't care about like likes or bloody subscribers. But I literally did that. I think I checked the analytics. Like I remember when we first launched, I was checking the analytics every day. I don't check I check at least once, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, it's not high. I don't expect it to be high. We're quite new. You know, we're very new. We're not even gone like 8 months. I don't know how far we're in, but actually we might have gone 8 months now. No, probably about 7 months. But yeah, I think it's important, just especially us as like the demographic as like 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
it's good for young people to speak about these sort of things because everyone expects young people to always be happy. Oh, you haven't got much, you've not got no responsibilities, or like you've not got to pay for a house, you've not got to pay for a car. You should be happy. Why aren't you happy? That gets me as well. Like, why aren't you happy? Like, even like, because you see a lot with rich people as well. They have a lot of money. Like, money doesn't. It's not like money doesn't buy happiness. A lot of depression and like sadness can hit anyone at any level, at any time, at any age. Go on, carry.
Yeah, because what's it? They're talking. You know that one kid who, what's it called? They found like river who like died. His name like Richard.
Yeah.
Because what's it? He was like, it's mad to think about because his whole like situation. He's going to Oxford. He had like his parents loved him, but like, you honestly never know what's going.
You never know what someone. You never know what someone's going through. You could think someone is the happiest guy in the world, and then you find out they've killed themselves.
Yeah.
And it's a really dark thought. Like, I think I was watching a documentary with what's he called? The Radio 1 DJ.
Oh yeah. Roman Kemp?
Yeah, Roman Kemp, yeah. He was doing one, and I say, because I think his mate like got killed himself or something. He said his mate was like the happiest guy. He was loved by everyone. Like, it's always, it's again, most of the time, it's the people that don't show it that are the worse off.
Even like that Caroline Flack situation, that caught me off.
Yeah, exactly. But that again, that's to do with social media. Like, she got done because it was, I think, it was like cheating or something or whatever it was. Abuse, social media, it gets to people. You don't understand what's going through. You can just send a message to someone, even like footballers. You just say, "Oh, you're shit, you're shit, you're shit." I'm guilty of it myself. I'm not saying I'm not guilty of it myself. I've said like, "Oh, Ross Barkley, like you go." You know what I mean? But if that's me as an individual, I think, oh, it's not going to reach you one. But if 100 people, 1,000 people send that to like someone like Ross Barkley or something, and he sees that in his mentions, he can block it wherever he wants, but they'll find the comments will find their way to him. That's why he just block his comments and stuff.
I think I would like, I have mad respect for anyone in sports field or anything like that because honestly, like, you know, the requested messages thing.
Yeah, I might honestly. Oh, it's disgusting.
Say I've had a stinker or something. I'm gonna search my name on Twitter.
Bro,
I'm gonna
every time
like,
you'll see it.
I'm gonna see all of that.
Man United lose, or Villa lose. You'll see Tyrone Mings racist abuse. Fred racist abuse. Rashford racist abuse. Pogba racist abuse. Instantly, it's like you expected the article the next day.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, he's had a poor game. He's giving the ball away. He's going to be racist abuse. It's just that. Again, a lot of people have like, okay, I'll shrug it off. It doesn't affect me. One message, maybe, yeah. But if you've got even like 2% of a fan base, the size of like Man United, which is huge, and they're all sending messages because they're from like, they've been brought up horrifically and they're from like different backgrounds, and they just think it's okay. They just like send like monkey emojis or like, just attack someone for no reason.
Especially with it's mad as well because so much athletes, because most of them when they're younger they go for like media training, and it's like they've been brought up to just deal with this stuff. But some of them wouldn't have gone through media training. Some of them probably would have gone through different academy routes.
Again,
and it would have gone.
This
stuff's gonna massively affect them. So they pull down social media managers. They probably go on social media.
People who get YouTubers who get like big off YouTube. People who get big off just like TikTok, and they'll just be thrown into it, and they'll get requested to be on interviews and stuff. And like you'll see it, like like you'll get. I know it's like, put an example. Is it like that YouTuber is like Hollywood like View or something, and they'll see someone out on the street or something, and they'll try and like. Talk to them, and they're like, it's like a 17-year-old, 18-year-old. They don't know what they're doing, right? They're just going to a shop or something. They got something like they're like buying like a sandwich or something. And they got like press and paparazzi shooting them. It's like, why? It's like, I get it. It's like, because again, they're being employed to do a job and get a scoop on someone famous. This can be applied to anyone, famous or not. Like, you don't never
because.
Sorry.
Because paparazzi, they're leeches. They're absolute leeches. They're like the like TMZ people like that. They're horrible people.
Try and get whatever they can off you.
Like, how many deaths had they reported before the family even knew about it? It's mad.
Exactly, yeah. That's what you
So
get
people
these days, isn't
found
it?
out their parents are dead through
Who is it?
TMZ.
Who is it?
It happened with Kobe and that one woman off Glee.
Yeah, I think so.
They reported it before the family knew.
Mm-hmm. It happens with like missing bodies and stuff. They can't just put out like this thing with like a death or something, yeah. People sort of discuss, aren't they? You'll get like recordings of someone. I've seen like on like live leak and stuff. You'll see like recordings of people like just jumping off bridges and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's someone's like dad. That's someone's brother. That's someone's like boyfriend or something.
Friend.
Yeah. And that just be on the internet. Someone share it like, oh, peak, or like they even put like a meme sound over it or something. You know, like dark memes and stuff. Which, to be fair, you know, I've laughed at like dark memes. I've seen dark memes before. Like, you know, like we'd like the one that are tinkering on the edge of like, I don't know if you can say that, but yeah, you'll get.
A lot of people are desensitized to that stuff.
Yeah, seeing like dead people online is just.
It's like no.
It shouldn't.
What, especially during like May, summer last year, doing like man, there's so much videos of like police killing.
Oh mate, police brutality, and it's just
people.
like
it's like so much people put that stuff on their story. No warning. Yeah. It literally didn't even have a CX-Men video.
Yeah. No warning. Just you see, oh, okay, policeman attacking off it, and you see him beating him. And yeah, it's important to spread that and see what's going on. Yeah, it is really important to like see. Oh, the police is shit. Yeah, but like I don't know how to like say this.
There's other ways to go around that, and it's like no, but like it's like it came to a point when every time I saw it made me sick. I was disgusted, and then it came to a point you see it.
Yeah, you see it, and you see it, and you see it, and you normalize to it, and you're like, okay, that's happening again. You should always be shocked by something like that. That should be like, that's if it's happening. That's why this was so disgusting. It happens every day. Like I did work today about like I did the modern like slavery act or something, where basically slavery still goes on in like workplaces, and like again, like where do you think your night trainers are made in a sweatshop for like 10 pence? Okay, this person's getting beaten and like poor lighting and like not getting fed like twice a day, but you don't care because you've got flashy like you know.
It's always mad. There's no moral high ground. There's no moral high ground under capitalism. It's mad.
Yeah, like, I mean, we go properly like out of the box here, but it's important to talk about because it all links back to an individual. Like this person like making you trainers. That's a person with a family. They're trying to provide for themselves.
Well, it's disgusting because like these people are just like numbers to companies, and they treat them like shit, and then people end up killing themselves. They end up not being happy with the situation, and so like. You can say with any company, like even with what's it, Ben and Jerry's. You got Ben and Jerry's, yeah. And I was like, these guys during the summer, I was like, these guys are the greatest people ever. What supported Black Lives Matter, supported people who are wrongly incarcerated for selling weed, blah blah blah. They're doing all these great stuff, and then you find out they fund Israel, they fund Israeli attacks, and they're helping
you get the only people you'll see again. You see it with like Sky and everything. They'll only promote something when it fits their agenda.
Yeah.
They're only like Sky were charging at one point £15 for one football game. Yeah. They're not going to talk about that. That's in the past now. They reverted on that. People got this effect on people's lives, but Sky don't care. But again, Black Lives Matter. Sky don't give a shit.
Bernie Fulham.
Like Sky don't give a shit about Black Lives Matter. Maybe the people working there do. Some of them do. But Sky's a brand. They don't give a shit. They're jumping on the bandwagon. It's like, okay, this is important to talk about. Get the banners out. It means something, okay? You see Tyrone Mings.
Even Zaha called them out.
Yeah, but if you see Tyrone Mings, you see how passionate he is about Black Lives Matter. They don't give a shit. They don't understand. You see Tyrone Mings, you see him talking about his mental health and his like mental well-being. They'll put that out. They'll be like, oh, Tyrone Mings talks about and that's just like for clicks and stuff. But Mings is putting that out for his own story. He's trying to get he's putting it out for, he doesn't care about monetary gain. He's putting it out for awareness and just for his own personal, like, relief, so people can understand the situation. Yeah. Sorry. Well, what are you on about?
Zaha said it himself. Zaha said like they don't care. They honestly don't care about it, and they're just doing it because it's the thing to do at the minute. And it's even what's it? Because
if this is still here,
about as well.
Yeah. Sorry, Black Lives Matter thing. Yeah, they're just gonna have it where you take the knee every game. Yeah.
Yeah.
At what point? I mean, I think it's already gone nullified. Like, okay, they say it. They'll say, "Oh, it's for the game." The whole premise of it means so much to a lot of people. It means so much to me. Like, but it doesn't. It has when you're like promote when you're doing it just for monetary value. You know, Sky are only jumping on it because it's such a big deal. BT doing it, such a big deal. Big companies, they'll change their banners to they'll black it out, or that they're saying the social media blackout. What would that do? What does that do? I think the social media blackout was a load of bollocks. Okay, it's quite controversial, but what's the point? It won't do anything.
Yeah, I hear that, man. I hear that. Because what's
the message is strong. But you won't do anything.
Yeah. Because they were talking about in Bamford was talking about how everyone Super League was a mess. It was disgusting. It was a man,
I got back in 2 hours, but in Super League, bro. Okay, know.
But he was talking about how you see how passionate people like Gary Neville were about it. And who was it? Was it Raheem Sterling told Gary Neville to talk about racism at one time? And they were talking about how even when like someone else was talking about racism, how bad it was, and then they cut to Sky Studio. No, it was Gary Neville literally talking about
Gary Neville speaking about racism, and then the guy was like, "Oh, we don't represent them." What do you fucking mean? You don't, bro? And he was like, "Okay," and he was like, "Okay," and then Gary Neville was like, "He's like, is that wrong? What I'm saying? So do you disagree with me?" It's like, "Oh, I don't. I'm only speaking like, bro, stop being a mouthpiece and grow some balls."
Like, you know what I'm saying? When they get the call from inside our house that they're gonna lose money, that's when they start getting passionate about it.
That's the only reason, man.
That's when they start caring about people. Okay, man.
Take positives. That's the thing. Positives out of lockdown, you get to see like the true colors of some people. You get to see, and I mean, I myself didn't go to any of the protests or anything, but that was just. It was COVID as like a main like protest, but that's not sort of thing. I'm not like that. I'm gonna promote it, but I'm not gonna like. I'm not that sort of person that would go out and do it.
Yeah.
Again, just because you don't do that doesn't mean you don't believe in the cause. Doesn't mean you don't. I rate and I respect so many people that go out and do that and protesting because it means so much to so many people. But I mean we've expanded from the original topic, but this is still important to talk about.
What's also like with the whole because like this is a positive social media cause about negatives. It's like how much people it's reach and how much people are learning about all these causes and news.
No, it's mad, isn't it? Yeah. You can click one. You can click one Instagram story, and it'll take you to like a post, and you can just scroll through like 8-7 pieces. So my cat just appeared there. You click 8-7 pieces. She's gonna just appear. And it all like
so like
you can just learn a whole story in like a minute.
Because what's it as well Saturday. Because they had the Free Palestine march. That was the biggest march in London for the last 20 years. And it's like
mental.
This stuff, and even they've had marches in places like Rome, all these other places, Eastern European countries, but 10 years ago, 15 years ago, Free Palestine marches in these places, it ain't happening. And now it is happening. You know what I'm saying?
It's, like, it's a lot easier to organize things as well, isn't it? Like when you can just send someone a message instantly or like organize it, like put like a poll saying, "Oh, doing this then, set a date, people can turn up when they want," you know.
Like
it's
like the longest. Oh yeah, go on.
No, it's just, that's what I say about social media, isn't it? It's
and also for the longest time when we were growing up, when we were 7, 8, you remember you turned on Good Morning Britain. What Good Morning Britain told you, that's what we knew about the world, and that's how it was. That's how it was. Now that ain't it. It isn't the only outlet you get is news. Because way back in the day, the only outlet you'd get is newspapers. Now then it was news. Now you can get social media anywhere.
But I know what's to do. You don't even need to watch the news. You just go on. You can go on like YouTube. You can go on like Twitter. Twitter.
Let's call it Twitter for 10 minutes.
I say about Twitter. I hate Twitter, but I use it every day. It is the worst. It is the worst and the best. It is the worst and the best platform because you can learn so much. You can like. It can help and if I hinder anyone.
If I didn't have like social media, I'd probably think Usher is still like the hottest thing right now.
Uh-huh.
Brother, I would be lost. I'd be lost.
Usher, you know.
And I feel like bumping at you, Usher. But like that, honestly, I'm happy. Social media has its qualities, and yeah, I feel like despite all its negatives, I guess it was created so we could talk to people across the world. Talk
No,
about
that's the original premise, isn't it?
discoveries of the world.
Just so you can, but the original premise is like, oh, you can speak to someone in New Zealand. That's it. You know what I mean?
It's like, guys, you can speak to someone from down under, southern hemisphere. How about that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh, man, it's mad. It's mad. It's mad.
But yeah. So yeah, I go back to like the premise. The premise of this podcast, we're gonna wrap up now, yeah. The premise of this podcast was just to like well, I wanted to like share some just like mental issues or just like mental problems that a lot of people can relate to, a lot of people have, raise awareness on it. I'm also on the YouTube, I'm gonna be providing some links to like click for people struggling. You can just like click the links. You got like Samaritans and like Better Help, and you've got what else is it? Mind, which is a great charity, especially it's just for young minds. So it's really important to. I might sound like really promise like, oh, I'm promoting this, but like it's really important to just speak. Have you got any problems? Speak out if you're struggling. I struggle like with things like every day. I don't speak about it enough, and I'm like, okay, we're very hypocritical about it. But you speak about it, but I'm not going to speak about it. But I know I'm going to try and like just be better with it. And that's why it's good for this podcast again, because it's a media outlet for me to just like zone in and share my thoughts and feelings with other people. So yeah, that's it for me. You got any closing thoughts?
I'm going to talk about something, but I don't know.
You can speak about something if you want, mate.
For like a 5-minute segment.
Yeah, mate, speak about what you want. You have the floor.
I want to talk because the whole because you're talking about I'm black, obviously. I was thinking about talking about being black in a predominantly white space. I was thinking like I wanted to go into it a bit more because I think
if you want, mate. No. If you want to go like again, subjects about that, we can do like a whole one on that because that's something we can go properly go into like for like an hour and a bit. But yeah, you can like touch briefly on it if you want, mate. But yeah, it's just
I'll touch briefly on it. We can do like a whole thing on it.
Yeah, definitely.
But I want to talk about how like, especially coming here as well, in because I live in Shropshire now.
Mm-hmm.
But like at first, when I was in Birmingham,
Birmingham is so diverse.
I was just another black guy, and I loved it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's so diverse. That's what I love. I love about Birmingham, man. It's so diverse.
You don't have to be a certain type of black guy. You don't have to be certain type of anything. Mm-hmm. You just be yourself, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like coming here and coming to like a predominantly white space, I had to like act a certain way. And I felt like I had to, go about a certain way. Because I'm most of these people's first ever experience of a black person.
That's mental.
So I fully felt like I had to
actually like that's like mental.
Yeah, you know how mad that is? It's actually crazy. And it's like, I always felt like, you know what I'm saying? I was always cautious about what I did. And I just want to say it's like, because there's a lot of black people who are in predominantly white spaces. And I just feel like it's important. I just want to say it's important to be yourself. You shouldn't try and be like anyone else. And you shouldn't try and throw yourself down for anything. You know what I'm saying? And it's just as long as you like live your truth and you do you, then there's going to be no problems. But like, honestly, I can go on about it all day, man. The microaggressions, Jesus Christ, they're mad.
Yeah. Like... I mean, again, I never like no, but you see it, like you still see it. Mm-hmm. Like you'll go out like a group of friends, and one of them will be black or something, and you'll get like the odd like just person just have even like the way someone looks, you'll notice they'll look at you different the way they look at them, and it's just an internal thing in them that they're different. There, like it's the little things that are the most obvious, I think.
One of like the first things I was asked when I went to the school, someone asked me if my school was rough, like just in general, just a blank question. They didn't even ask from Birmingham or anything like that. Just asked me if my school's rough. Also, I got this so much. They always used to say I don't act black, which makes no sense. It never that phrase never makes sense to me, and it never will. But like, it's like so much people have like a perceived of like notion of the way you're supposed to act depending on how you look, and I feel like it's very negative. It's very, very negative. I'm like, I just want to say certain stuff are like damaging, and it's kind of hard trying to keep up with just I'm kind of waffling, but like, it's kind of hard to keep
mate, this whole thing about waffling, the whole premise, mate, it's in the bio.
It's like but yeah, I basically it's just kind of hard to keep up with all that, and it's like I could basically that's it really.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We could talk about that like probably we can go to a whole episode on like any like it's, if you're comfortable with it as well, just like speaking about like
I'll definitely I just need to conduct myself better, and then
of course
I can go on for it. I'm going on about it for like 2 hours.
Man, let you have the floor, man. You can actually carry the podcast for once. You know what I mean? So but have you got anything else to add?
Nah, not really. I mean, 6 1 I'm going to now is pretty diverse, so that's cool.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
So yeah.
Okay. So that'll be it, guys. As I said, in the YouTube, I'll put some good useful links to just click on, just for especially for like younger people like our age. But yeah, you can use them whatever age. It's not. This is like a tone. It's not really the tone we usually go with the podcast, but it's really important to talk about, especially like being like Mental Health Awareness Week last week. I just thought it was something important to talk about. And I'm again in our podcast, one of our my main thing with it was talk about mental health. That's something really important to me. So but that'll be it for today, guys. We're gonna go off now. And just probably, it's a bit late, so I might just go get some sleep. I won't get 8 hours, but I'll try and get some decent sleep tonight. I'm just rambling on. Do you want to end for once? You can end for once. How about that?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for listening, everyone. I will be conducting myself better next episode. I promise.
No worries, man.
I will not be talking about this like I'm not going on like a fugazi like rant, because like honestly, I can't conduct myself like amazingly, but that will be getting better. And I've been having.
So I meant that completely messed up. You guys do it again.
Okay, wait. Hey, you man. Listen. Okay.
We're in a full robot. That's right. That's fine.
It's been real. I've enjoyed the episode. Mental health is very important, and honestly, it's something. If you ever need to check up on anyone, there's loads of people you can talk to. You should never feel like you're alone. You know what I'm saying? There's always people there for you, and hopefully you can get that help you need. There's also free therapy online, which is pretty important. And honestly, loads of people you can call, people who are there to help. And honestly, that's all really. So yeah, hopefully you join us next time. I've been Mohammed.
I've been Alex.
And thank you for listening to the FisherOfMen podcast.
Bye.